Family kicked me out because sister accused me of affair cover-up. Years later, I get a surprise call revealing the truth were evidence. So I exposed her lies and shattered our family. Almost 3 years ago, my family turned their backs on me and kicked me out of our family circle. I, 25-year-old Emily, was 22 then and had just graduated from college. I had planned to spend the summer at home before starting my independent life, but suddenly found myself without support and a roof over my head. The situation was so unexpected that I had no time to prepare myself either emotionally or financially. The cause of all this was my older sister, Jessica, 30 years old. Jessica and I were never particularly close due to our age difference, but I always admired her. Jessica had been married to Ryan, 32 years old, for 5 years, and everyone thought they were the perfect couple. Everything changed when Jessica suddenly announced her divorce. She accused Ryan of cheating on her with my best friend Sarah. I was shocked because I knew Sarah was in a stable relationship and would never do something like that. Besides, Ryan had always seemed devoted to Jessica. One evening, during a family dinner, Jessica made a scene. She accused Ryan of cheating, then turned to me and claimed that I knew about everything and helped cover up their relationship. According to her, I had introduced Sarah to Ryan and often arranged meetings for them under the guise of group outings. I was stunned. Although Sarah and I often spent time together with Jessica and Ryan, it was always innocent. I tried to explain this, but Jessica wouldn't listen. She cried and shouted, accusing me of betraying my sister. To my surprise, my parents believed Jessica. They had always listened to her more, perhaps because she was older. Despite the lack of evidence, they accepted her version of events. Mom looked at me with disappointment, and Dad couldn't even meet my eyes. I tried to defend myself, to explain, but no one wanted to listen to me. Jessica insisted that I be kicked out of the house, claiming she couldn't live under the same roof with such a traitor. And to my horror, my parents agreed. They gave me an hour to pack my things. I was in shock, not believing this was really happening. With tears in my eyes, I packed my belongings and left, not knowing where to go. For the next few days, I stayed with my college friend Megan. I tried to contact my parents, but they didn't respond to my calls or messages. Sarah also wasn't responding. I didn't know what to think. Was she really involved in all of this? Or maybe she was just afraid to get involved in this conflict. I was confused and lonely. My family, whom I loved and trusted, had turned away from me without good reason. I couldn't understand why Jessica had made up this story and why my parents so easily believed her. And Sarah's silence only added to the pain and doubts. Weeks passed, then months. I found a job and a small apartment, trying to build a new life. But the pain of family betrayal didn't let go. I often woke up at night, thinking about what had happened, trying to understand where I had gone wrong. Almost a year after these events, I received an unexpected call from Ryan. He said he needed to talk to me, and it was important. We met at a cafe, and what he told me turned everything upside down. It turned out that Jessica had been cheating on Ryan for several months. When he started to suspect something, she decided to get ahead of the situation and accuse him, using me and Sarah as scapegoats. Ryan showed me messages he had found on Jessica's phone that confirmed her infidelity. But that wasn't all. Ryan also told me that Jessica had threatened Sarah. She had contacted her immediately after accusing us and threatened to ruin her relationship and career if Sarah tried to contact me or tell the truth. That's why Sarah hadn't been responding to my messages. She was intimidated and afraid of the consequences. I was shocked, but at the same time felt relief. Finally, there was an explanation for what had happened, including Sarah's silence. But what to do with this information? Ryan and I decided to act cautiously. First, we contacted Sarah and told her the truth. She was stunned and felt enormous relief. Sarah broke down crying, apologizing for not contacting me earlier. She agreed to help us reveal the truth to my family. The following Sunday, knowing that the whole family would be gathering for dinner, the three of us, me, Ryan, and Sarah, showed up unannounced. My parents were shocked to see me, and Jessica looked like she had seen a ghost. We presented all the evidence: messages, photos, even testimony from the person Jessica had been cheating with. At first, she tried to deny everything, but when we showed irrefutable proof, she broke down and confessed. My parents were devastated. They couldn't believe that Jessica could lie so cruelly and destroy our family. They cried, begging me for forgiveness for not believing me, for kicking me out of the house. Although I was glad that the truth had finally come out, it was hard for me to just forget everything that had happened. I told my parents that I needed time to think it all over. Over these 3 years, I had learned to live independently, found new friends, and built my own life. I wasn't sure if I could just come back as if nothing had happened. Jessica seemed to sincerely regret her actions. She cried, asked for forgiveness, said she had acted out of desperation and fear. But the wounds she had inflicted were too deep to heal in one day. Now I stand at a crossroads. Can I forgive my family and try to restore our relationships? Or is it better to leave everything in the past and continue building my own life? Is it possible to find some compromise where I can have a relationship with my family, but on my own terms? Regardless of which path I choose, I know that the truth has finally come out. I can move forward with a clear conscience, knowing that I didn't betray anyone. It's been a painful experience, but it has taught me to value honesty, trust, and the importance of standing your ground, even when the whole world is against you. There's still a lot of work ahead to restore trust and heal wounds, but for the first time in a long time, I feel hope. Maybe, with time, we can rebuild our family, stronger, more honest, and more loving than before. This story reminded me that family ties can be both our greatest strength and our greatest weakness. They can bring us the deepest joy and the sharpest pain, but most importantly, they teach us to forgive, grow, and become better versions of ourselves.